All right, complex numbers. These are also known as imaginary numbers. So the symbol that we use in math is I, the letter. Um, X is a variable. I represents imaginary numbers. There's also E that we use in math, which is actually a number. So if the radicand is a negative number, like it is in this case, we have the square root of negative 100. Your radicand is this piece underneath. If it's a radical number, one of two things happens. So you have to look at your index. The index out here is a 2. So if there's nothing written, it's 2. That's an even number. So if you have an even index, it will result in an imaginary number. Imaginary numbers, complex numbers. So what that means is when you simplify this, we're going to break this up into the negative 1 and then the positive integer. The square root of 100 is 10. Now this radical negative 1, we are now going to take it out and write that as an I. So this would actually be your answer. So for complex numbers, the definition really is that we can replace any radical negative 1 with the letter I. This is what we call imaginary numbers. And in a broader sense, they're called complex numbers. So we'll look at another example. Um, in this case, we have negative radical 9. So this square root of 9 is 3. This negative is outside that radical. So if we look at these definitions, right, the radicand, if it's a negative number, in this case, it is not a negative number, which means none of this stuff matters. It's only if it's inside. So in this case, this answer would actually be negative 3. So make sure you're paying attention when you do these problems.